Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually happening right now. We're looking at the fascinating, maybe slightly terrifying, but ultimately super practical world of autonomous robot dogs. Specifically, we're going to talk about Spot, that famous four-legged robot from Boston Dynamics. We're going to break down exactly what this machine does in the real world, and more importantly, we're going to dig into the really strict safety rules and the massive ethical debates around how it's actually used. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this with a pretty wild story. Spot took 3 bullets, a machine being harmed instead of a person. That quote is actually from a real-life incident involving armed police and a barricaded suspect. To safely figure out what was happening inside a house, law enforcement sent in Spot, and the suspect actually kicked the robot and then shot it 3 times. Now sure, that sounds pretty awful if you've got a soft spot for robots, right? But it perfectly highlights the unbelievable value of this tech. I mean, that is a machine taking 3 bullets. That's a machine being harmed instead of a human police officer. It's a really profound reminder of why putting robots in the line of fire is an absolute game changer for public safety.
But, we really need to keep our expectations grounded here. Which brings us to Section 1, reality check. Dull, dirty, and dangerous. So while that police standoff story is super dramatic, we kind of have to move away from our Hollywood fears of killer robots and look at the surprisingly mundane reality of what Spot actually does day in and day out. Spot is basically an incredibly advanced inspector. It's used in some of the most unglamorous, extreme settings you can possibly imagine. We're talking massive manufacturing facilities, energy plants, even nuclear decommissioning sites like Sellafield over in the UK. Think about it. Instead of paying a human inspector to walk around a scorching hot industrial plant, Spot can do it 24 hours a day. It just wanders around looking for anomalies, like a bearing wearing out or some equipment overheating. It literally keeps humans safe by taking over all those dull, dirty, and dangerous tasks.
Now you might be wondering, how does it actually do that? Spot doesn't have human eyes, obviously. It navigates the world entirely autonomously using a whole suite of high-tech sensors. It's got built-in cameras all over its body just to help it walk around. But the real magic happens with the attachments on top. It uses LiDAR to instantly map out highly detailed 3D models of its environment. It uses thermal payloads to actively scan for temperature spikes, like finding a fire or a failing machine before it explodes. It's actively and autonomously monitoring places that are just way too hazardous for us humans to hang out in.
All right, so we've got this highly capable autonomous machine walking around. Naturally, that brings up some absolutely massive questions about safety. And that leads us to Section 2. The anti-weaponization rules. So the crucial point is, how on earth do you ensure a robot dog stays, well, a good boy? Boston Dynamics actually builds ethics right into their business model. These are the rigid, completely legally binding terms and conditions of sale. Buyers absolutely have to agree to these if they even want to think about purchasing a Spot robot. It states in no uncertain terms, the robot is not allowed to be weaponized, ever. It cannot be used to harm anyone, and crucially, it cannot even be used to intimidate any person or animal. If you buy this thing, you are legally bound to keep Spot safe and friendly.
But reading those rules naturally begs a pretty huge question, right? Rules on paper are great and all, but what actually stops a bad actor from getting their hands on this helpful, autonomous machine, totally ignoring the contract, and turning it into a weapon? Like, how does a hardware company actually enforce a piece of paper out in the messy real world?
How do you stop a high-tech piece of autonomous hardware from doing bad things? Well, that brings us to Section 3, Enforcement, Software and the Law.
So, if a customer decides to violate those strict anti-weaponization terms, Boston Dynamics has a very specific escalation path ready to go. First, the second misuse happens, the software license automatically and instantly becomes invalid. Boom. The user instantly loses the legal authority to even operate the thing. Second, the company pursues aggressive legal options against that bad actor. And third, and honestly this is the technical kicker here, Spot requires a software license that has to be renewed every single year. So in the event of misuse, the manufacturer just blocks that annual automatic update. That effectively bricks the robot's legal and technical ability to function long-term. It just becomes an expensive paperweight. However, beyond the software blocks and voided warranties, the ultimate accountability still relies entirely on our existing human structures. Boston Dynamics is very quick to point out that if someone commits a crime using one of their robots, it's ultimately up to the authorities. Law enforcement, prosecutors, the judicial system, they're the ones who have to figure out exactly what happened and apply the right penalties. The law still applies to the human holding the remote control, or in this case, deploying the autonomous machine.
But we have to ask, is that really enough? This unresolved tension brings us to Section 4, the kill switch debate. And this brilliantly illustrates the two very different sides of the current debate around robot safety. On the one hand, you have the engineer's approach. They rely heavily on legal remedies, invalidating those software licenses, and blocking the annual updates. But on the flip side, tech commentators point out a pretty glaring flaw. Lawsuits take years to file and actually resolve. If a robot is actively being hacked by some malicious third party, or if it just malfunctions and goes completely rogue in a factory, waiting for an annual software update to expire isn't exactly going to save the day. They argue there absolutely needs to be a mandatory instant remote kill switch to disable the robot immediately if things go south.
Because as this quote from a tech commentator perfectly sums it up, things happen, unintended consequences all the time in technology. I mean, they hit the nail on the head. Even with the absolute best intentions, the tightest legal contracts in the world, and the smartest engineers, tech can go rogue. It can be hacked, it can be manipulated, or it might just run into some weird edge case it wasn't programmed to handle. The anxiety around AI and robotics isn't just silly science fiction anymore. It's a completely valid concern about the unpredictable nature of complex technology.
Which leads us with this final, vital question to ponder. As these incredible machines become more and more autonomous, taking over our dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs, and literally taking bullets meant for us, who ultimately holds the power and responsibility for their actions? Is it the manufacturer, the end user, the software itself, or our legal system? It's a huge puzzle, and it's a question we're going to have to answer very, very soon as these robots walk out of the lab and into our daily lives. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep questioning the incredible world around you.